So a few minutes about kind of a guest access case study. I am Lee Badman from Syracuse University, and we're talking about the quest for guest access that fits. And because we are in Texas, you're going to notice a little bit of Texas flair sprinkled throughout. What happened? I don't get it. These freaking Macs. Hey, Keith, can you come stand up here? I will tell you when to advance the slide.
We can do that. There you go.
So how do you?
There you go.
Okay.
Right there. That
Thank you, Vanna.
That one to the right.
That's why we love Keith. All right, been through that before. And coming back. So, real quick, Syracuse University, we have 4,000 ballpark access points. On our main campus, we are a Cisco shop. We use Meraki in our branch environments. We got into Meraki long before Cisco bought them, for whatever it's worth. In the busy parts of our day, we have about 23,000 simultaneous clients on. At any given time, we have several hundred wireless guests. We actually have a wired guest component, which is also kind of important to this discussion. Way back when we got into the guest access notion, we put a lot of time into defining our needs, and then we went shopping. That's the quick version of our needs. Of course, you didn't get that, but I point out my blog in the middle of the page there, wirednot.wordpress.com. There is a blog I wrote called An Appreciation of White Box Guest Access, and that kind of gets into this, but in a better narrative that's not so hurried. And for Chris Little, there's your turd Ferguson. Yeah, baby. So, if we boil it down and get to the essence of what we try to do, anyone belonging to campus, faculty, staff, student, we can sponsor a visitor in seconds. There's a real quick form where you can do the sponsoring, and literally within seconds you go from doing this to they get texted their password. Anyone visiting, this was really important to us, and this is one of the things that the vendors, at least at the time, could not do. We want them to be able to show up. There's no mystery to it. They pop in their 10-digit cell number, and again, they get texted a password. We want it to be very self-sufficient, very self-service oriented. Again, for us, for a number of reasons, and I'll be happy to get into it deeper, why we wanted it all to be in one box. We didn't want it spread out across controllers, and we didn't want it spread out across a whole bunch of different servers. We wanted everything to be in one box, that last bullet there. One box does it all, the portal, the firewall, NAT, I mean everything. Anything related short of putting the SSID up in the air, we wanted it to be in one place. At the same time, down at the bottom, we have a stadium, we have sporting events. For that environment, we do use wide open guest access during the events. And then also for visiting faculty and students that are part of EduRoam, we make use of that as well. But this is for kind of all others. What you see here is the solution for our main campus up top. It's from BlueSocket, now AdTran. Very elegant functionality for those needs I described. At the bottom, you see a Meraki version of what we are able to do on campus. It comes real close to duplicating the functionality, and it's just built into the Meraki wireless. Uh-oh. I didn't lose it, thankfully. On the back side, once a user has logged themselves in, here we see Walker has visited one of our branch sites. And I don't know if you can see it up under the Now, status, SSID, access point, come down a little bit, and you will find Walker under where it says user. You'll find his phone number if anybody wants to call him. And this is what we see from the monitor the guest perspective, that 10-digit phone number. If we ever needed to go after somebody for something evil, and we've never had to, but at the same time, that is our organizational requirement, we can find them. This is the view from the blue socket box, the column where you have a handful of things somewhat blurred out there. Those are the 10-digit phone numbers. And if you come across to the middle column, you can see a couple of different roles. Most of them are guest, and then there is one that's sponsored, so you get a little bit of sense of the role granularity. A little bit of why we're kind of hung up on that 10-digit cell phone number thing. Even though it's a minimal barrier of entry, we were not allowed by organizational policy to be wide open. That's what our management decided. At the same time, we wanted it to be quick and easy. 10-digit phone numbers are relatively hard to spoof. It's not impossible, but it's, again, difficult. We found that pretty much everybody has a phone capable of taking a text. The password doesn't have to be written down. We don't have to hand anybody anything. It just shows up on your phone. Basically, it's a good balance. And this isn't to slam the people that are into social Wi-Fi, but for us, everything about the university is already too expensive. The last thing we're going to do is, get into the whole monetization thing. And a lot of people are very uncomfortable. Again, this is from the management side of the implications of doing the social Wi-Fi thing. So we're not going down that road for the foreseeable future. And yes, it's a portal, which is a dirty word, but in this case, it's our portal, and we're okay with it. Real quickly, why does everything have to live in one box? It works out, again, because we have the wired component, that's a complicator for us. If you take that away, you can do a lot more with wireless, but we're a small team that does a lot, covers a lot of ground, and this has worked out really, really well through the years. So as I mentioned there, we find that other approaches are really convoluted. It's nice to be able to go to one interface and just do everything. Everything that we would need to do, it's all under one hood. At the same time, the bottom bullet there, BlueSocket is about a bazillion years old from a technology perspective. Adtran bought them. Adtran is not keeping up the elegance that we bought into when we got into this. So we're kind of doing some shopping. What we're hoping is that we can talk to Meraki and get them to, they're real close already, get them to do what we like on the MXs. If that's the case, we'll snap it in and keep going. If it's not, we're going to have to reevaluate and take a hard look at what we can do and what's available. And we may have to change our methods, but we're hoping we don't have to. This has worked out really, really well. And that's a wrap. That's for Jen.